Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Inga Cotton. I'm the founder and executive director of San Antonio Charter Moms, and these are Charter Moms Chats. We've been going live talking to experts, getting great advice about how families can keep their kids learning despite all the disruptions and challenges of the pandemic. And I'm super excited to kick off our series of interviews about enrollment guide blog posts. And today on the blog, we reshared our updated enrollment guide for Idea Public Schools, and that they're one of the largest charter school networks in San Antonio. They're one of the fastest growing charter school networks in the United States. And so our guest to talk about Idea Public Schools is Lisa Garza, and she is the Chief School Officer at Idea Public Schools. She's usually based out of Weslaco in the Rio Grande Valley, which is where Idea is headquartered. But today she's joining us from El Paso. So thank goodness for technology.
Thank you for having me, Inga.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa. Okay, so some folks are familiar with Idea, but some folks that are new to this idea that there's charter schools and you don't have to send your kids to a neighborhood public school, and that there's all these different flavors and different models of charter schools out there. So I was wondering if you could explain what is the mission and vision of Idea Public Schools?
Yeah, that's a great question. So Idea Public Schools, we believe that every single child can go to and through college. And since the year 2000, we have grown from a small school with about 150 students as to the fastest growing network, like you said, of tuition-free pre-K through 12 public charter schools in the United States. We're a nonprofit organization, and we thrive on the engagement of our alumni and community members, as well as the financial support of advocates, donors, foundations, and friends of Idea. And currently, Idea serves nearly 75,000 college-bound students in 137 schools across Texas, Southern Louisiana, and Florida. And we're on track to maintain our legacy of sending nearly 100% of our graduates to college. For this past year, we had 1,447 alum, from which 260 came from San Antonio.
Yeah. Oh, it's been so much fun for me to watch the growth in San Antonio. So I remember in 2011 hearing that this was in the works, that there was going to be this Idea Carver, right? What used to be Carver Academy, the school that that David Robinson and his wife founded, and that it would become a charter school, which means no more tuition, and they were able to add a high school to it. And then I've watched, Idea Carver, grow to having graduates, right? And then Idea South Flores having graduates, and let's see, what else was it?
And then we added two more, Idea Waltham, and then Idea Monterey Park. So
Monterey Park, right.
Yep, this past year we had 4 schools with graduating seniors for a total of 260.
That's amazing. Well, someday when it's like safe to get big groups together again, I've been wanting to go to like a big college signing day.
Oh gosh, yes, that is one of the most memorable events ever. If you've never attended, I think that's one of my favorite events. And I remember the first time I actually went to a college signing day, I was just wowed by the enthusiasm and just the energy in the room. And then what was so exciting was that so many of the students that were graduating were going to be first-time college graduates. And so that just solidified, the why in what we do each and every day. And so, I mean, just even this past year with our 1,447 alum that graduated, 79% will be first-time college graduates. And so that's just what makes this work so exciting and purposeful.
Yeah, no, that's making a huge difference. I mean, that's changing people's destiny to open those doors. Yeah. Okay, so I want to know more about your role as Chief Schools Officer, and how do you keep that commitment, of getting all these kids ready for college, right? Because it's 100% college acceptance and almost 100% that enroll in college right after they graduate from Idea.
Exactly. Yeah. So as the Chief Schools Officer, I lead the Ideas Public Schools vision and strategy to ensure all of our students are college ready and that all of our schools, 137 of them, earn an A rating. And to get that work done, I have a team. And so I manage 2 area superintendents that manage and oversee our 10 executive directors. So you know Rolando Posada, the former San Antonio executive director. Well, he's one of my area superintendents this year, and he manages and oversees the new San Antonio executive director, who you've already met as well, Angie Arismendi. And so along with that, my team and I are also responsible for setting and embodying the IDEA culture in our schools.
Yeah, and as we were talking about with the college signing day ceremony, it's a culture about high expectations, but also about celebration
Yes.
and joy. And
Yeah.
yeah, I did get to go to a college signing day ceremony before the pandemic. It was at Laurie Auditorium here in San
Yeah.
Antonio. Locals will know what that is. And it wasn't as many campuses as have seniors now, but like, I mean, I like, it's impossible. You must be made of stone if you don't cry during one of those,
Oh,
because
I
like
agreed. It's
when you
just so amazing.
when you hear like the graduates, like when they're saying thank you to the people, like I'm gonna cry now. It's
Oh,
like
I know, right? And they hold up their posters for their families, and it's just so touching.
it's no, I'm like, okay, where's my I should have put my tissue. I didn't know I was gonna cry. You get my tissue. No, it's because it's like as parents, like we put so much energy and so much hope and so much
Oh,
love into
yes,
our kids, and what
yes,
we want for them is to be independent and to be able to have choices in life, and that's and education is that's what gets them there. Wherever they go with it, like we know we've set them up for success. And like I've
yes,
talked to parents and teens who've chosen idea, and like for parents, it feels like they're giving their kids this gift, that of
yes.
of what kind of life they'll be able to live. That's yeah, okay. All right, I need to ask you a question so you can talk and I can
Yeah,
stop crying.
yeah, no worries. I mean, I
So,
I am so proud of the work that we've done here at IDEA Public Schools, and this is my 12th year at IDEA, and I've been in education for 32 years. And so before coming to IDEA, I was an elementary school teacher for 11 years, and I was an elementary school principal for 6 years. And just the opportunity to come and learn at IDEA Public Schools in the beginning was so amazing. I was a vice president of schools, I was an executive director, and then became an area superintendent prior to becoming the chief schools officer. And I just believe so much in IDEA's mission and have gotten to experience so many successes through my time here, especially seeing students given the opportunities to attend college. And I'm also proud that my daughter is a teacher at IDEA Public Schools in Austin, and I have a 2019 graduate of IDEA McAllen College Preparatory in the Rio Grande Valley, so it's also very personal to me. And I currently have a 6th grade son attending IDEA Weslaco
oh,
Pike College Preparatory in the Rio Grande Valley. So, IDEA has made just amazing has given amazing opportunities to many families, but mine included. So.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah. Well, are you able to, like, in your work, like, to sometimes visit campuses, or like do you have like stories you can share from your own family about
Yes, yes,
like idea in action?
yes. So as you stated earlier, I'm actually in El Paso right now, and I do try to go out once a week to visit our schools out in the different regions. As I mentioned, we have 137 schools, so I try to make my way around. And one of the things that really stands out for me is I love to go into our AP classes. It's so amazing to see the level of rigor that our students are being taught and the discussions that our students participate in. As you probably know, IDEA Public Schools is an AP for all organization. And one key component of increasing college readiness is being able to afford more students the opportunity to take challenging courses that'll prepare them for the rigors of college. And so we have determined to ensure that all students are afforded this opportunity. And so right now, all of our students in high school are required to take at least 11 AP courses as part of their core curriculum in high school. And in order to succeed in these courses, the students begin taking pre-AP courses in 6th grade and then begin the AP sequence in 9th grade. This past year, we had 28% of our graduating seniors graduate as AP scholars, which means they passed 3 AP classes. So that is one of the most impressive things that I get to see inside in the schools. And then that will translate into the successes of the students in college. And if I can share a personal example, I mentioned that I have a son who just graduated in 2019. Well, he graduated from Idea McAllen College Prep in 2019, and he began at Idea in third grade, and he was able to experience so much success, even though he really struggled with staying focused and had a lot of troubles with math. But the biggest reasons he was successful, and I see this with many of our students, is number one, he had teachers that really knew him and his needs. They spent additional time helping him learn the skills he needed to be successful. The help was individualized for him. Number two, we have such a strong culture of achievement that the school had. It was so helpful to him, and he knew what was expected of him, and he knew what the consequences were if he didn't do what was expected of him. It created a desire for him to want to be successful. And then number three, the teacher communication was amazing. I was in constant communication with the teachers. They would reach out to me with any concerns, but also I would receive communication when he was successful. And as a parent, I always felt that we were working together as a team. And today, Anthony is in his second year of Our Lady of the Lake here in San Antonio. And one of the first things he shared with me last year was when he began college was that he felt prepared for college, and that some of the work he did at Idea McAllen College Prep was harder than what he was doing in college. And that's how I know that we're preparing our students for success in college. And it's just a proud moment. I luckily have resources to be able to help my son, but he still struggled in school. And if he wouldn't have had Idea, he may not have been able to realize how much he could learn and be successful.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, those are some really key points. I mean, having high expectations, having the parent communication, so you know what's going on, good and bad, right? Celebrate the successes, but like find out what the struggles are so you can work as a team to address that. And it sounds like it's made a big difference for your son. And I remember like pre-pandemic, I visited to learn more about the AP classes. I think one thing that's I think is really important is that the AP classes are open to all the kids. So it's not like some kids are being tracked into AP and other kids are being told, oh, you don't qualify, you're not ready. Like that is like there's such a history of discrimination in Texas.
That happens.
Like, of like kids who
in traditional
didn't get to live
schools.
up to their potential. Right, exactly. For so many reasons. It's a tough history. It breaks my heart when I hear about those stories of, from people's parents or grandparents, or, how like they were told, oh, you can't do that career because of your background. And like that's what Idea is all about, is like going into neighborhoods and parts of town that had been redlined, where people had been told, like, this is the ceiling, you're not going to go above here. No, Idea is going to come in and say, what do you want to be?
Right.
Where are you going to college? Not are you going, where are you going to college?
And from the very beginning, the students are learn about college and know that they are going to college. And when you have numbers like 79% are the first in their families to be able to go to college, I mean, we are reaching those families, and that's our mission.
Yeah. Well, can you tell more, like, okay, so like as a charter moms, like our audience is moms and dads and guardians, grandparents, but it's decision makers, and they're weighing, like, okay, should I research Idea Public Schools? Like, they didn't have these when I was growing up. What's up with charter schools? Like, so what are some of the reasons that parents or caregivers should be thinking about, of like, okay, this is why my kid should be an Idea. This is why I should research this more and fill out an application and do my homework and find out.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, we are a College for All organization, and for the past 15 years, since our students started graduating from high school back in 2007, 100% of our students have been accepted to college. In the past 7 years, our average ACT score has increased from 17 to 21.5. We're a joyful, hardworking, competitive, high achieving culture at every school, and every campus has its own mascot, sports teams, unique features. So at Idea South Flores, we have a mariachi ensemble, and at Idea Monterey Park, we have a farm. And so we want our students to be engaged, not only academically, but also through other opportunities to be to enjoy school. We've we've been named, many of our full-scale high schools have been ranked and named among the very best and most challenging schools in the nation by U.S. News and World Report and the Washington Post. And here in San Antonio, Idea Carver College Preparatory was ranked for the first time last year. They were ranked number 4 in the city of San Antonio. And so we work so hard to ensure that our students are ready and prepared for the rigors of college. And we do many things to prepare them for this. And I think of like one of the things that's really stands out the most for me, and I think it's about how our support for seniors is so strong. We provide them with a college counselor that guides them through every step of the way of the college process. They're never left alone to have to figure out the process. Instead, the college counselors meet with their seniors on a regular basis to ensure that each student is on track to be accepted into college. Each senior applies to at least 6 colleges and universities. And then they apply for financial aid, and we help them to make the best choice for them to be able to attend college.
That's so important, because you mentioned that it was 79% are first generation. Like, so they don't have, an older sibling or a father, mother, grandparent, and uncle. There's nobody in their family to take them aside and be like, okay, here's how you do this. Here's how you do this. Right.
Yeah.
And it's something that a lot of middle class families in San Antonio take for granted. But like the system has changed. Like I went to college, but things have changed a lot since I went to college. So like I'm taking this with, I have a 14-year-old, so I'm taking this with all humility. Like I'm gonna do all the research and be like, okay, well, how is this supposed to work out? But like I'm coming at it from, right. I mean, everyone in my family has a college degree. So I'm coming from a place of privilege. The important thing in order for the future to be equitable is to make sure that even the kids who nobody in their family has gone to college, to make sure that they have just as much of a chance to go to college as my kids, or somebody in a middle class family. Because there's so much untapped potential, and that's the difference that Idea is making, is like setting high expectations, giving them that preparation, and leveling the playing field so that these kids are the ones going to be shaping the future for all of Texas and other states where Idea is growing.
Yes, I'm just so proud of the work. I mean, huge kudos out to our directors of college counseling and our college counselors for all the work that they do. I mean, last year in a pandemic, we still were able to get 100% of our seniors accepted into college. And so many of them were doing their school through a virtual option. And so they would go to homes. I mean, they worked so hard, and we still achieved that milestone.
Yeah. No, that's I mean, I've been following, and we've been sharing in the discussion group on Facebook, about like, what Idea has done to, provide distance learning, but then also like how to safely get kids back on campus, because I think that was the experience, looking back, was that the kids who were able to come back on campus tended to make more progress than the ones
definitely
who did distance learning. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it feels like, we're not exactly back to normal, but I feel like that Idea always kept a focus on both safety and helping students continue to grow in learning. That's an important part of the mission.
Yes, exactly. I mean, we continue to work just as hard as we did before, with many challenges, but we always continue to do what was best for our students.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want to make sure that families get some information about like hopefully they're curious now about Idea Public Schools, and I want to talk to them about next steps. So I guess like first I'm going to plug the blog post. So there's a link in the description of the video, but also if you go to sachartermoms.com, that's where you'll find our school guide and our enrollment guide blog post, and we just updated the one about Idea Public Schools. So it's got details about all the different campuses, what grade levels they serve, where they are in town. So I encourage families to do that, and then we want families to apply, right?
Yes. So we do have 16 campuses in San Antonio, which is 32 schools. And so families can apply online at www.ideapublicschools.org/apply. And so in the San Antonio region, applications for the 2022-2023 school year opened on September 1st. And they will end at midnight on Friday, February 18th, 2022. And so you need to get your application in by then, because on February 19th, Idea Public Schools will hold a lottery, and the students who are selected will receive an email inviting them to register. And then the other students will be placed on waiting lists. And if a spot becomes available, they'll be notified.
Yep. So this is something we talk about a lot in the discussion group, because this whole idea of applications and lotteries, it's new, but I mean, the important thing is, like, you don't have to be zoned or in a particular area to go to a particular idea campus. Like, if you can drive your kid there, or find a relative, or they can catch the via bus, they can go to an idea school, like, across the region.
Yes.
And there's no tuition, and
Exactly.
there's free meals and
free meals, and we have 16 campuses across the city of San Antonio. So there's most likely a school close by to one of their homes.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess if families want to learn more, they can visit the different campus websites. Do you have any other advice for families who wanted to do research?
Yeah, I would go to our website at www.ideapublicschools.org to learn more. And there they can find our 16 campuses that are listed under San Antonio. And they can click on the different schools to learn more about them.
Yeah. Okay. I know it's been hard to do outreach and things the way we did before the pandemic, but I think everyone's learned to be flexible, and to use digital tools as much as possible. And we talk about idea in the SC Charmos discussion group, so people can join and search past discussions, and they can also like ask their questions. Like like some campuses in San Antonio have pre-K and some don't, right? And some campuses are fully built out and go all the way to 12th grade, and some campuses are still growing. So
yes, and we encourage you to, once you look up the campus on the website, there's a number there. So call the school and ask questions, and they'll be more than happy to answer your questions and help you understand, what grade levels they have, of what the school provides, and everything they need to know about the school.
Yeah, well, it's that communication piece that you talked about, right? Like, you experienced it as a parent, getting insight into what your kids are doing, and it's I'd say there's a customer service orientation in IDEA. Like, they know it's a school of choice, and they want the kids to succeed, and they want the parents to feel confident about the choice that they've made. So there's a goal to keep everyone in the loop and answer questions.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, do you have any closing thoughts about IDEA that you want to share with parents? I think we've shared the call to action, which is go to ideapublicschools.org, apply, get more information. Yeah.
I just want to share that we have experienced great success at Idea Public Schools in academics, but I also want your listeners to know that each school also has different activities and different extracurricular activities that our students can their children can participate in. So we do have sports, and we have after school clubs, just like many other school districts do. And so many times we hear people believe that we don't have sports, but we do, just like any other traditional public school. And so I encourage them to research and to look and call the schools and ensure that they learn about our program. And the first step is to apply. So if they can, go online and apply, and make sure you do it by February 18th at ideapublicschools.org/apply, and you can learn more about us that way.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's Lisa, it's been great getting to know you. I haven't met you in person yet, but I really appreciate you coming, virtually to talk on Charter Moms Chats. And you've just shared great information about, the successes that IDEA has had, the growth, and just what are some of the reasons why families would choose IDEA for their kids. So
thank you so much for having me. I really enjoyed our time.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.